Well, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Nice to have you on with us this morning, and we always look forward to it. At least I do. And we appreciate you guys, and always nice to say, do you know, Claudette, you're number one today? First name I see. Good morning to you. Happy to have you on. Maybe you didn't even mean it. Lori Lee, how are you? Mike from Norland. And Sonia, good morning. Margaret, how are you? Nativity. And Fran, good morning to you. Faye, how is you? And Janice. IT, how are you? Andrea from Niagara Falls. And Carrie from Nebraska. Nancy. Jeanette, good morning. If anyone's here for the first time, why don't you just say hello to me? Yvonne. Carol. West Virginia. Diane, how are you? Len and Judy from Edmonton, Alberta. Adeline. Deb, good morning. And Linda from Pennsylvania. We always love those Lindas. Another Lori from Peterborough. Thank you, Lori. We appreciate it. Paulina. Guylaine from Hearst, Ontario. Bonjour. Vanda from PEI. Carol from Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Coast to coast. Mary. And Vera, Newfoundland. And Nellie, good morning. Rim. And Mary. PEI. Norma. Burlington. Lynn. Bonjour, Beverly. Whoa, lots of Newfoundlanders this morning. Good morning, Dave, Muskoka, Mara, Windsor, Frida, how are you? Lucy, good morning. And Donna, Bell Valley. A couple of more, guys. Gloria, thank you for coming on. And Windsor. Leela, how are you? Heidi. We love you guys. Carol, Moncton, New Brunswick. Kathy from the Philippines. Susan. And Sheila. And Donna, another Donna. Anne, good morning. Miramachi. Miramachi. Linda. Diane from North Bay. And Carol Ann, how are you? Rose. And Georgie, Halifax. Georgie, how are you? And Wendy. Kevin says he never, I don't see you guys. I'm telling you, Kevin, I don't know what you did to Facebook. Marnie, good morning. Okay, guys, an article came out this week. And I sort of flagged it because I want to talk about it just for a minute. And then we're going to get into, there's a couple of new studies on exercise, the real vitamin E. Okay? But this is for breast cancer screening. They're recommending now, the CDC, okay, the Center for Disease Control, is recommending breast cancer screening. They used to recommend at 50 years old and up. And now they're recommending it to bring that down to 40, okay? In breast cancer screening. Okay, so I want to talk about this just for a minute. And look, I'm not against, I think we talked about it yesterday, the imaging. And they found a new technique using MRIs to, discover cancer. And, and that sugar really, what did I call it? I can't even remember what, it had such a long name. Let me get it again. The glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer. Okay? Boy, that's a long, it's a new technique called glucose CEST, C-E-C-E-S-T. But it stood for the glucose chemical exchange saturation transfer. And we talked about that yesterday. And then on the heels of that, we're getting a recommendation from the CDC to do breast screening, earlier in a woman's life. So here's my problem with that, okay? And again, please don't misquote me. I'm not against breast cancer screening, okay? I'm not. But, okay, remember now, what the CDC is saying is we want to detect cancer as early as possible. So generally, medicine is not into prevention as much as detection, okay? And to be honest, the reason that medicine is into detection rather than prevention is they don't know where to start with prevention. Okay? Other than, and we discussed this yesterday, other than smoking, and I mean it for every cancer, and they wouldn't be wrong about that, medicine agrees one way to prevent cancer is stop smoking. Okay? Now, the problem is most people have got that memo. Most people have got that memo. So now their emphasis is not prevention but detection. And one of the things I don't like in terms of its efficiency or its effectiveness is a mammogram, okay? Now, again, don't misquote me. I'm not saying not to get a mammogram. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is this. When mammograms will only detect cancer or tumors when a mammogram can see them. You already have cancer. Now, it may be early, okay? But let me remind you of cancer, okay? I have to do the teaching because there's always new people coming on. And guess what? I like repetition. It hammers things home in my head. And I hope with you don't get tired of it. So here I am again, taking out my ballpoint pen, okay? So if you're listening to a podcast, visualize a ballpoint pen. I like doing this. I'm a very visual type of person. I learn with visual. I'm a very visual guy. So here we are. I'm taking out a ballpoint pen. For those on live, you can see it. And at the end of the day, cancer to get to the tip, see the ballpoint pen? Just the tip of it. For cancer to get to that size, see it? 5 years. Because everybody has this idea, including medicine, and they should know better, that cancer takes a long time to grow. It does. And I've always said this, you and I, every one of us, are fighting cancer every day. You have renegade cells looking for the wrong fuel, and every day you and I fight cancers. So what the CDC is saying is we ought to do detection, not prevention. They call it in their head. I'm telling you. They see that as prevention because in their minds, they can't even talk about the immune system. They can't talk about lifestyle. They can't talk about anything like that because they see cancer as a very complex. I mean, they couch cancer in so many big words, genetic, this enzyme goes bad, that thing goes bad, and you got all these mutations, and it's enough to make you, it's enough to make me have a headache. It's enough to make your head spin. And I'm a simple guy. I'm a simple man. To me, cancer is not that complicated. And God gave you an immune system. And why don't we talk about that? And again, the CDC, they're coming out and let's do early detection. Okay. And, again, their idea of early detection is mammograms. And I'm going to tell you something. See that little tip of a ballpoint pen that takes 5 years? A mammogram's going to have a hard time picking that up. And that's 5 years down the road. And the problem with mammograms, you get an enormous amount of radiation, and 2, you get a lot of false positives. And then you get biopsies that, anyway, a lot of times they're not necessary, but I wish they would change their techniques in terms of, detection. I think there's better ways. We talked about one yesterday. Are we going to see that anytime soon? Is it coming to a theater near you where they're going to take an MRI? There was an oncologist that happened to be a friend who used to think outside the box in the 1990s, and he sort of came out, he came out of the closet of the oncologist. He said, you know what, I just want to, I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Let's try and prevent cancer, first of all. Boy, that was refreshing. And then he said, I tell women, get an MRI instead of a mammogram. I remember talking to another oncologist, and I said, did you ever consider doing MRIs? He said, are you kidding me? It takes a year to get an MRI. In those days, it's probably about 6 months now. He said it'd probably be a good idea, but, it takes way too long to get an MRI done. So we use mammograms. Okay? Anyway, but just follow what I'm saying. All of that is detection, not prevention. Okay? It's detection. Am I against detection? No. I think we ought to refine detection. I think we ought to get better detection. And the PET scans, for example, good luck. It's hard to get them. It's hard to get a doctor to agree to them. It is. It's very difficult. But it's a very effective cancer screening. And by the way, they're using sugar. Okay? So, here at the Martin Clinic, what are we into? Okay? Medicine is into detection. I'm into prevention. You have an immune system. Your body is fearfully and wonderfully made. Your body should be a lean, mean fighting machine. Okay? It really should be. And, guys, I've been consistent about that, right? Haven't I? Even through the virus. Virus. I heard it a million times in a couple of years, and I kept saying, immune system, immune system, immune system, immune system. Why weren't they talking about that? We're always going to have viruses. I guarantee you that there's another pandemic coming. Guarantee you. And there'll always be something on the horizon, and the media love it. And big pharma love it. And politicians love it because they think they're, saving the world. But they never talk about the immune system. Why don't we take care of ourselves? And the same thing goes, guys, with cancer. Look, there's no 100% guarantees in life. Come on. But you better stack the deck of your immune system to help yourself. Your body's got an unbelievable ability to fight cancer. It does. So let me just remind you, what should we do? Get your immune system firing on all cylinders. You start in the kitchen. I don't know how much more proof, but again, don't wait, guys. Don't wait, okay? Don't wait. Don't let your family wait as much as you can control that. Don't let them wait till medicine catches up with nutrition, okay? Don't wait for that because to me, it's not going to happen. It won't happen in my lifetime. I'm not optimistic because there are too many forces that don't want people to change their diets. They don't want them to change their food. They want you to eat in moderation. Oh, I get nauseated. I get nauseated when I hear the word moderation. Everything in moderation. Man, oh man, you talk about the mantra of medicine. Moderation. They know nothing about food. My friend, cancer starts, the prevention of cancer starts in the kitchen. It starts with food. Okay? We all know that. If you do nothing else, like I said yesterday, cut out stinking sugar. But at the end of the day, okay? At the end of the day, you got hormonal growth. Okay? You have hormones that love to make things grow. Okay? Insulin. Okay? Estrogen. They make things grow. So, what do? Cut out insulin. Cut it down. Eat the right foods. When you have nutrient-dense foods. Somebody defended me yesterday. Okay? Because someone came on our private Facebook group. Brand new. We love that. They're coming in and they go, dog. Or they tell the group, I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Because most people are talking moderation And Dr. Martin is talking like he's talking another language. He's from outer space. And he's talking all the time about lowering insulin. And she says, I'm so confused. And the guy yesterday, I don't remember who defended me, okay? Because you're hearing a lot of voices, okay? So what's true? And one guy goes, well, Dr. Martin is not a carnivore. He's a nutrivore. Yep, that's me. I'm not a carnivore. I'm a nutrivore. I like high density, 99% octane fuel. And when you eat that, you don't need insulin, or you need a little bit, but not much. And that is the key. It's not turning to sugar rapidly. That is a key. Keep insulin down. It's a growth hormone. Okay, so that's food. The other one's estrogen. Men and women. Okay, you're too much of a woman, and men are too much of a woman too. And now that is a growth factor. And one thing that regulates estrogen in women, especially, is progesterone. It has to be equal. But we live in a world with all the plastics, all the forever chemicals. They're forever. And you know what? Guys, listen, please. Now, I'm not telling you not to make better choices. I'm not telling you that. Make better choices. Okay? But if you think that anywhere on planet Earth you're safe from forever chemicals, you're duped. You're not getting away from it. Oh, Dr. Martin, I eat everything organic. Well, good for you. I never drink out of a plastic bottle. Good for you. I never use chemical sprays of any kind. Good for you. I mean it. Good for you. But if I took your blood and I looked for plastic or chemical, I don't care if you lived in Costa Rica for the last 40 years on your own little island. It don't matter. You're exposed to chemicals. You're not getting away from it. You can minimize it. Your body has an immune system, even for chemicals. Because any chemical, your body thinks it's estrogen because there's xenoestrogens. So when I see someone using a hand sanitizer, why do I get a headache? Because they're putting it right into their bloodstream. It don't pass go. Oh, I'm cleaning my hands. Oh, the virus. I clean my hands and I got a mask on, and they walk around like they're, and I go, man, you're just being duped. You're putting the chemicals right in your body. But again, you ain't getting away from it completely. So, what do you do about that? Okay? Well, the beautiful thing is your body has an immune system. If you keep, couple of things. If you keep your liver clean, what capacity that liver has to chelate. Because your body makes glutathione. It makes Velcro to stick to those bad chemicals. But if your liver is all gummed up because you're eating crappy carbohydrates, in moderation, well, your liver's not going to work so well. And now it can't latch on to those chemicals that are floating in your blood. And your kidneys. What kills your kidneys? Not protein. It's not protein. It's sugar. So what can you do? And plus your kidneys, Niagara Falls. All you folks from Niagara Falls, you know that. Right? Water. Drink water. You have an immune system. Part of that is a detoxification organs that you have built in. And they better be working properly because that's prevention, my friend. So chemicals like they are estrogen-like. Insulin. What do? Food. Estrogen. What do? Keep clean. Keep your liver clean. Keep the Costco parking lot empty. I mean it. And I'm going to say another thing. Vitamin D. Vitamin D. The sun. The sun. Why? Because you got white blood cells with antennas. You know, like an electric car, you got to charge the battery. Well, you got white blood cells, especially your T cells that come out of your lymphatic system, and they're looking for vitamin D. They got antennas. That's what charges their batteries. And I'll remind you, there's a war on vitamin D. Let me remind you of that. Toxic. You get so much vitamin D. How can anybody take 10,000 IUs of vitamin D a day? Well, go in the sun for 20 minutes and you got 10,000 IUs. Tell me how that's toxic. You see why I get so many headaches? I hate being lied to. So the CDC is saying early detection. Let's start earlier, early. And I say, let's start prevention before detection. Because detection, you already have cancer. Doesn't it make more sense to you? But don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Don't wait for mainstream media. Don't wait for big food. Don't wait for big pharma. They're looking for the cure for cancer, by the way, in a pill. In a pill. Of course, they're pharmaceutical. That's what they do. I get it. I understand that. They got shareholders. They're looking for a fix in a pill. It's more complex than that. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry. It's more complex than that. And then, okay, fourthly, and again, I'm just bringing you what I see all the time, what I used to see. When I was measuring this stuff in my clinic, I was so focused you would not believe it. Okay? Fourthly is cortisol, because that pours gasoline on the fire. Cortisol is the stress hormone. You must put that into the equation. It's got to be in the equation of cancer. And look, sometimes, guys, you know this. Look, life, it's complicated. And there's things coming at you. Family dynamics. And all sorts of stressors. What are you going to do? Leave the planet? No, but you see, that's why I'm big on, if you understand it, you can do something about it. Okay? If you understand it, information is powerful, isn't it? Think of how powerful information is. Again, on our private Facebook group, people come on there on a daily basis and they say, you know what? I got the memo and I changed my life. I changed my habits. I changed my eating habits. And you know what? What a difference. Yeah. You got the memo. That's what we're trying to accomplish here. Information is powerful. Okay? Okay. I was going to get into exercise. And that would be part of, vitamin E would be part, by the way, of bringing down your cortisol. It helps. And it helps with insulin. It helps. It doesn't, you can't out exercise a bad diet. You just can't. You just can't. Okay? Interesting, isn't it? The CDC, let's go, let's start breast screening cancer at 40 instead of 50. Well, let's start preventing. And again, your body is unreal, guys. It don't take long to recharge your batteries and to start the reset. It's a 30-day process, and your body will thank you. It really will. I just can't encourage it enough. I did it in the office. I had tens of thousands of people try the reset. In a 30-day program, it does wonders for the body. Aiming at every organ in your body. Liver, kidneys, heart, brain, gut. I didn't even talk to you about the gut and cancer. Well, we'll do that. Leaky gut. I talked to you about it yesterday. That invasion of fungus in cancer cells. Do they actually make the cancer cell? Or does it come once you have the cancer cell going? At the end of the day, don't feed the bears. Get rid of garbage food. It's what you can do. Okay. Okay, I'm breathing. Guys, we enjoy, folks. I enjoy the fact that of our audience, and we appreciate you guys more than you can know, okay? And if you get a chance, share this, because I think it's good information. And sharing, it really helps on Facebook, because it's their algorithms. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. My son says, Dad, it's algorithms. Okay, you might as well be talking to me in Greek. What does it mean? Okay? And guys, let people know about the Doctors In podcast, because people always come on afterwards and go, you know what, I missed it. Or I can't be live at 8:30, and, how do I watch this again? Or how do I, Tell them about the podcast that they can download on their smart device, okay? The Doctors In podcast. Okay? Number one, health show, health podcast in Canada. Okay? Let's make it number one in the States, too. Okay. Guys, we love you dearly. Talk to you soon.